Today I'm going to talk about these little box sets here. They come as original albums in sets of 5, sometimes 3, and then I have some here that are a different series, but they're multiple albums. The way they came out, the way I like them, I don't really like to have extra tracks. I like to hear the album the way it came out. A lot of these are they're filling in parts of my CD collection that I had on album. And some of them, there's a few albums that I don't have. Some of them don't have they're not all great albums. Sometimes they have a throw in an extra album or something that you really don't care about. But anyways, here's 17 of them, and I'm going to start with Jeff Beck. And this covers his Wired period and Jeff Beck Group, some of the Jeff Beck Group albums. And I had 3 of those, but there's 5 in the series, and I haven't listened to the other 2 much, but the 3 that I wanted are there, so what the heck. Then one of my favorite groups of the 70s, Little Feat, and never had the first album, heard it a long time ago. I didn't really like it that much. Didn't have the classic Little Feat sound developed quite yet, but this is their first 5 albums here, and the other 4, I'm all in. So Little Feat, first 5 albums. After that, after little George died, not so much. Jethro Tull, these were albums that I had on record, and so I decided to get them on this little package here. Some of them aren't that great. Under Wraps is on here. But Rock Island, Crest of a Knave I like, but I'm not a completist, but I almost have all of Jethro Tull's stuff. It's the way it goes. Jefferson Airplane, those 3 albums here, Volunteers and Long John Silver and Bark. I have them all on record still, but I wanted them on CD so I could listen to them on my CD player, of course. And it's sort of the end of Jefferson Airplane. Well, Volunteers is an excellent album. The other 2 have their flaws. I don't think they're terrible, though. But Jefferson Airplane, that's 3 albums in that set. Then this is early Fleetwood Mac. It doesn't includes one of their blues albums with Peter Green, then the band played on. And then I don't know, some of them are okay. Not really my favorite. Well, the first one is, then played on. I like that one. The other ones, I've listened to them. They have some good tracks on them. So that's Fleetwood Mac, and that's not their first 5 albums. It's kind of a mix. There's one missing in the middle there also. Doesn't include the first 2 blues albums. And then a band I never really got into at the time, Fairport Convention, and Sandy Denny is in this group, and for 2 albums, so I had to get it just for that. And I really like those 2 albums. There's 5 in this series, but those 2 make it worthwhile. And these are relatively not inexpensive. They have the original artwork on the covers. There's no extra information or anything. I don't really need it. I want to hear the music. And so this is Lou Reed. I had all his albums from the 70s up to about 82, and then I kind of fell off. But this has Rock and Roll Animal on it. Jeez, I forgot I had that. It's on here. And Street Hassle, that's my favorite album by him. And there's a lot of experimentation with Lou, as always. Some of the typical Lou, but some of the, got some really good guitar players in there. So then we're going to the Doobie Brothers. And this doesn't include the first, but the next 5. And I never really had any of those. I had a best of. So I thought one day, I'll get the Doobies on. And some of these albums I really like. I mean, I didn't have them at the time, but I knew all the songs. I mean, all the hits and all that. They were more of a hit-oriented, but they had good albums too. So Molly Hatchet, Southern Rock, heavier Southern Rock sound. Had those first 2 albums with the Franzetta cover on them. And I guess they all are, I think, except for maybe that one. I really only like those first 2 albums. The other ones are okay, but those first 2 had to have those to fill in. Like some of these, if you go to buy them individually, they'll cost you more than that box set is. So it's the only way to go for a lot of bands. Johnny Winter, I I had all these albums, but had to have them on CD. Johnny Winter and Live is on here. Excellent album. And Johnny Winter and Isn't the actual studio album, but I have that on record. So Johnny Winter, Love His Sound. That's his better stuff anyways. And then we have Simon and Garfunkel, 3 albums. And it's hit and miss with me. I like some of their stuff a lot. Some, nah. And Paul Simon's solo career, I'm not into it all. But there's a definite enough songs on there to make that set worthwhile. Stranglers, was all in with the Stranglers when they came out. Loved them. And this includes one that I was okay. I wasn't really that thrilled with. But it has Black and White on it and Men in Black. I kind of like that one. That's kind of a weird one. Well, a lot of them are weird. But anyways, that's the Stranglers. And it doesn't include their first album. I have that, though, on CD, on individual CD. Then Robin Trower, top 5 guitar player for me of all time. And this is his first 5 albums. Well, yeah, there's a live album. I never had that live album, but now I do. But for me, all great albums, those first 5 albums. So CD, I still have a couple of them on album, like record, but then my wife is into Linda Ronstadt, and this is sort of mid-period Linda Ronstadt. She's got most of her stuff still on record. She kept all her records. I didn't because I had too many. She has probably a couple hundred there, but I like a lot of her music too. And then we have Weather Report. We're going to go into some jazz or fusion, and all in with this. Mysterious Traveler, loved it. And then these aren't in that series, but these are album bunch, or like a set of albums by a band. Well, this is Neil Young, but this got 4 albums on it. 3 albums actually in 1 EP, and the EP is excellent. Hawks and Doves, I never liked. Here's the albums right there. That's the 4 albums that are on it. And Reactor is okay for this Notes for You. I like that one. That's all right. Some people don't like it, but it's Neil, right? And then we have ZZ Top. This is sort of a complete history from, I can't read this without my glasses, but this is their first multiple albums here, 10 albums. And I had a few of these, not all of them. Now I got all of them. And they put the original drums back on here too. There was a part in the 80s or something, they put all the electronic-y sounding drums on them. But this has all the original arrangements with the original drum tracks. And then a band I got into early, UFO, Michael Schenker. He's top 5 guitar player with me. Also, this has a whole mess of albums too, another 10 albums. I was really only into it till that one right there, the 5th one. But they don't have the live one on here, but I have that actually on album. So UFO, love their sound, a little heavier rock, and that is everything. That's the whole kit and caboodle of all my little box set things here. I call them little mini box sets, I guess you could say. They got, original album art on them. I mean, they're okay. You don't buy them for the information. They have the original cover on them, but it's so tiny I can't read it. Even magnifying glass, I need to read them. But that is 17 of them. So long.